Okay, so we're in the back of one of our clients' backyards. Just want to do a quick brief tour of this. This is the guest house which we sited with basically it's a pool cabana area, an entertainment area. What we have is we've set up this natural stream that really catches the drainage of the property without having to do a bunch of piping and catch basins and so forth, and that takes it to the bottom of the hill there. We have a tennis court that we've put in another phase. But as you come into this sitting area here, we have a fire pit, quite a bit of seating. They regularly do philanthropic events here with probably groups of 300 and obviously a lot of smaller ones as well. But I think you can set this up to be a nice intimate setting, or can really open it up to a larger group as well. So you see the doors on the side of the cabana all swing back and opens up that whole corner, actually slide back into the wall. So we're here at the fire pit area. As you look back at the pool on axis, we have a negative edge, and really it doesn't act as a true negative edge, it acts as a water feature. Really nice light sound. You can see the water action with the stacked rock that we have in here. It just provides really nice atmosphere for a sitting area. Of course, in the backdrop we've got our pool, it's got the volleyball net up. They must have had a function recently. I've got the waterfalls off at this point just for the sound for the video. You can see we had quite a bit of elevation that we created across this. And the planting that we did up behind the pool is rather large and makes it look like we've got that we've kind of held back a hillside, but in truth, behind that is just a sheer straight back, which all of our pool equipment, many pumps back there, probably 6 or 7 of them, and the sound kind of vibrates backwards, and but we kind of have this false facade of a hillside with the boulders. And looking back here at this sitting area. Of course, back this other area we have an opening out. Eventually it's going to be a little putting green back there. And these large live oaks that we have here, all 4 on these corners we created kind of a grid out of, were all transplanted from the site back where the waterfall sits on the pool. And we had 2 really large red oaks that were up against the house. The old pool sat right up against the house back there. And we took it out and really opened up the whole yard, because it was like this little room right on the back side and closed off to the rest of the yard. You can see here as we walk up to the spa area, again for large groups, we've got a large spa. We have a little waterfall you see on the back side of the spa that actually circulates hot water. If we want to, we can isolate that to a hot water waterfall. And we've got a nice little fire pit here for a little ambiance. You can see the way we stack our rocks. These are all really unique shaped rocks that we bring out of West Texas, and the way we stack these, we wanted to look really natural rather than just a big block of rocks, which you'll see in a lot of instances. You see the big grotto stone that we put up on the back side there, or the far side we have a big dive rock. And then just for theme, we have a little swim out over there, but that has a rock over the top of it that kind of in theme, connects to the dry stream that goes down, and takes the drainage to the other side of the property. Obviously not connected, but it works in theme. And then you can see the step paths that come across the pool. On the other side of that is a nice sitting area that you can actually sit and talk to people if they bring the chairs up from the sitting area, and it's just a nice conversation area in the pool that relates back to our sitting area down below. You can see the way the cabana sets in here, lots of nice porch area, large sitting areas underneath the porch away from the sun. You see most of our planting in here are just evergreen. We do have a couple pockets of color here and there, but mainly just perennial and evergreens, lots of textures with the yuccas. And we've got some of the rosemaries, lots of rose in there that does well and cycles through the season. You can see the lantana, the yellow lantana we've had that's actually survived well through the different freezes. See our river birch in the background that's done really well. So I've climbed up on top of the water feature, just to give a different perspective of the setting, give you a little bit more of a bird's eye view of what's going on down here in the yard and design perspective. See a nice little sitting area up here, so if you don't want to be in the spa, you can still have a nice sitting area and talk to somebody who wants to be in the spa. You can see in the pool we've got nice sitting ledge and steps. If you can see that in the camera, I'm not sure. It goes kind of around, and again that swim out on the other side, you can see the theme with the bridge separating the pool from the drainage. So we do have a couple places where we're catching water, in the fire pit area, but most everything just drains off through gravity. We see down below we have the river rock there next to the posts, and there's some drainage in there. But for the most part, the whole property just kind of in the backyard, it just kind of leans to this dry stream bed, and has kept on this project has kept the drainage cost way down. Again, you see the large live oaks that we've prayed over many, many days to make it, and they seem to have turned the corner. It's been a good 3.5 years now, and they're thriving. So here's some, you can see the big old thunderhead dog in the background here, but there's another perspective of the pool. We're going to take a walk around here and see if the labs won't tackle me as we go back. This is the little path that we've created to go back out to the slide area. What's going on, Brody? How are you? What are you doing? So we're going to walk back up to the slide area. You can see the large slabs of stone that we've used to create a really neat path. You kind of follow that up the steps. And really the cost effectiveness of these big slabs is nice because we're not pouring a bunch of concrete, and they're acting as the riser and the tread. And we'll look down as we turn around, and you can see the pool equipment's just kind of tucked back in here behind this wall. And so we have kind of this fake hillside that we've created. I'm going to turn this off now before the dogs drive us crazy. So that's just a little bit of tour from this job. Alright, I think we got the dogs settled down. I'm just going to walk this dry stream bed. That's kind of a continuation of what we're talking about here. I'm actually going to just walk down the middle of it. You got the New Mexico River Rock. A lot of just perennials. You see the Artemisia that's just been left over for years. Now we're walking this in the end of August, and we've had extreme drought, and so we're lucky anything's green. So some of the Mondo has really been tested, but really overall the landscape looks pretty good. This Artemisia is a little bit, probably needs to be trimmed up a little bit here in the fall going into the winter, but all this and some of the perennials here have suffered, but overall the garden's looking pretty good. You see how we've got this natural stream bed kind of established. We've got some step pads that go over the top of it so that the water can flow over, but it's really more for design theme than anything. We could have that rock down into the river rock. You can see a little bit of the runoff in here from the irrigation that was on this morning, so you can see it actually working. And then we do actually, this year we added phase 4, which was a little parking area down below for people to use the tennis court, and we moved the fence out from this row of live oaks. We moved it out closer to the street, included that big area into the backyard. So we did kind of throw up a dam, and we do have a big catch basin now underneath this rock that allows this water to come down and gets piped to the property line. It's one of those big red oaks that we moved from the house. They don't like transplanting near as much as, or they don't tolerate it as much as the live oaks do, but that one's hanging in there after all these years. These live oaks were just added this end of the last winter to help screen the big monster house that's going in there. It's almost finished. See the mixture of perennials that we have up here that really perform really well. We got Shasta daisies, lythrum, and black-eyed season, which is one of my favorite, just in distance of combinations that give a good color and really good reliability. And you can see some of the other plantings starting to come in this year. We went kind of small on that part of the yard and let it kind of grow in. This is that. We're going to come around again to this area that is eventually going to be the putting green area for a little bit more entertainment space. Looking back at the pool. Sun's probably a little rough this direction, but you can kind of see how the yard stretches back up. Great entertaining yard. We're just going to end our tour of this one here, and we'll look forward to sharing more with you later.